Good morning and welcome to Mornings on the Hill. I'm Katie Benoit.
And I'm Jonathan Singh. Thanks for waking up with us today. Here are your morning's top stories.
Action League in Central New York is reaching out to help those in need in the aftermath of Hurricane Maria.
A former SU student is helping to make streets around campus safer for students.
It's Mental Health Week on campus, and activities on the quad are helping raise awareness.
Those stories and more just ahead on Mornings on the Hill. The Spanish Action League in Syracuse organized to collect food and other goods to help. Our reporter Isabel Sanchez is live in the studio.
Thank you, guys. And yes, Syracuse is 1,800 miles away from Puerto Rico, but distance is not an issue when it comes to solidarity.
What's happening there, it's our problem too.
The destruction left by Hurricane Maria is still hurting Puerto Rico. The wind and rain might have calmed down, but now the struggle is to recover.
Puerto Rico needs to start over, rebuild, and I know it's a lot of effort.
That is why the Spanish Action League will be hosting a drive here in Syracuse to help the island get back to normal.
We all need to help no matter what and in a different capacity. It's a group of people, it's humans that needs, and I think it's the right thing to do no matter what.
La Liga de Acción Hispana, or the Spanish Action League, is asking for food donations, hygiene products, and more. But there's one item that is particularly important: batteries.
The batteries are very important. I've been talking to people there, and it's so hard to find battery size D because the fans and the radios and things, the flashlight, they need that, and it's really, really difficult right now to find them in the island.
Para que tengan una idea de la fila que hay en estos momentos.
The power outage in most of the island has people waiting for hours to access basic goods. Roland says the priority is to get the donations as soon as possible to those who need it the most.
And we want to make sure that those small towns that need all these items, and they receive something, and we will feel better if those little towns receive something from us.
Small towns like Culebra, we're talking about Vieques as well, Fajardo, that were really wiped out by the hurricane, are in truly need of help. San Juan is in better shape, but as of right now, still only 6.8% of the island has electric power. Let's take a look at a full list of all the items La Liga is looking to collect this Sunday. The event will start at noon and it will go through 5 p.m. in the 700 of Oswego Street here in Syracuse.
And the island is getting more help from some of their own right here on campus.
Mornings on the Hill reporter Sean Salisbury tells us how a group of SU students are showing support for their friends and families back home.
That's it. That's all I get when I call my family.
Patri Suro is normally like most college students, but if you focus and take a closer look, lately it hasn't been the case. 306 Walnut Place isn't her home. It's Puerto Rico, and in a tough time, she and other Puerto Rican students have recently banded together.
We all just sat down, we're like, how are we? It's been a few rough days, how's everyone doing? Who hasn't heard from their families? And just kind of get that off of our chest.
That's when the students went to work and joined a GoFundMe page that quickly gained steam thanks to generous donors.
I remember logging in at one point, and we were at $33,000, and I refreshed the page, and out of nowhere we're at $53,000. I'm like, oh, that was very quick. I was just checking the page. I'm pretty sure that that's not possible.
But it was. A certain famous donor helped pass the goal days ago. Even after raising more than $100,000, the rebuilding process is just beginning. Suro says people will continue to need help for the next several months.
Our island is completely destroyed. We need more than just 1 or 2 months of attention. We need as much help as we can get, because it can't stop now. It can't stop. Our families and friends need help.
And it still hasn't. Reporting for Mornings on the Hill, I'm Sean Salisbury.
Puerto Rico, Syracuse está contigo. No te quites.
Time now to check out your weather here on the Hill.
Let's take a look at the 5-day forecast.
Today's high will be 81 degrees with a chance of thunderstorms. Tomorrow will be sunny and 71. Friday we could see some rain with the high of 69. Saturday there is a chance to rain again, along with the high being 73. Sunday will be partly cloudy and 79.
Well, this past couple of weeks, the weather a couple weeks ago very hot. Last week a little chilly. This week mild, but hey, it's fine. Better than snow, right?
Right. It's crazy how fast the weather changes in Syracuse. There are many students here at the Newhouse School who aspire to be sports broadcasters.
They want to follow in the footsteps of alums like Bob Costas, Mike Tirico, and Beth Mullins. Well, now their dreams are getting a broadcast to the ACC network is here at SU. One graduate student, Erin Fish, has already some ACC experiments on her resume.
Kent Paisley alongside Erin Fish. Erin, we've seen this Syracuse University team fail to score a goal on their own 3 games in a row. Why is the offense stalling?
I don't think they're stalling, Kent. They're getting some good scoring opportunities, and in the second half, they looked really good. They put the pressure on Wake Forest, and I don't think they're stalling at all. I think they just need to finish these opportunities that they're getting.
Fish is excited about the opportunities that the ACC network has at Syracuse University. There will be around 70 games called this year for the ACC network. There will be 70 games called for the ACC network, and Syracuse has even more next year.
This week, the 2017 Nobel Prize winners are being announced. Yesterday, the physics winners were named, and some of the researchers who contributed to the award-winning work are right here at SU.
3 Syracuse professors played a big part in the research to develop the Einstein's theory of gravity. The group helped prove the theory of general relativity. SU was the first university in the U.S. to help a research group commit to Einstein's theory.
There are many events taking place at Hendricks Chapel, and one of them is the Dean's Convocation, which takes place every Sunday at 7 p.m.
The week gathering is a place for people from different backgrounds and religions to come together and reflect. The gathering is led by Hendricks Chapel Dean Reverend Dr. Brian E. Conkle. Each week there is music from the Hendricks Chapel Choir and guest speakers. This week's guest speaker, Saisha Bird.
I think it's important for students to come here because first you network, you meet new people, you hear really positive messages. A student may be struggling with something right now, such as figuring out where to volunteer or where to get involved, and this may have helped them figure that out.
For a complete list of services and programs Hendricks Chapel offers, you can check out the Hendricks Chapel webpage. An SU alum is working to make the university neighborhood area more safe.
That alum is now working for the Department of Public Safety, and our Rafael Freitas is live in the studio. Rafael, what's going on with the project?
Thanks, Katie and John. I bet you both feel safe walking around off campus, mostly because Katie is a pretty good runner cross country and John's a muscle guy, and because the University Hill neighborhood is generally safe. But some students have reported robberies. Bikes have been stolen, for example. I had a chance to speak with a Maxwell alum currently working for the campus DPS, who experienced these activities when he was a student and decided to do something about it.
We've been getting a lot of burglary notices lately, so I think that crime is definitely going up. My friend's bike got stolen like 2 or 3 days ago.
It's the kind of neighborhood where if you're preemptive about your security, if you lock up your items that you leave out, you're going to be safe. But if you leave the opportunity for stuff to get stolen, you're going to,
Department of Public Safety Security Analyst Alex Lynch has been studying criminal activities in the neighborhood for the past 3 years and came up with an idea to try to solve the problem.
When I was an undergraduate student, I felt that there wasn't enough being done to increase security off campus, and the solution that I settled on was installing CCTV cameras off campus that are monitored by the city police department.
Alex raised $94,000 for the installation of high-tech security cameras from University Hill residents like John Allen, a landlord who has seen crime in his properties.
Yeah, we contributed a large share of the money, I believe just over $30,000. We want people to feel safe, feel secure. We don't like crime.
The Syracuse Common Council approved the project in July, and the cameras are now ready to be installed.
There will be 10 camera poles installed off campus, and each pole will have between 1 and 5 cameras, and each camera poll will include a PTZ camera, which is pan tilt zoom, that can look all over 360 degrees and zoom in sometimes up to 2 miles away.
Alex is glad to be working on campus right now, but eventually he wants to work with public safety in a big city like New York. Reporting live from the studio, I'm Rafael Freitas. Back to you guys.
There is so much more to come here on Mornings on the Hill.
The SU dining halls offer healthier options for students to start the week off on the right foot.
And we'll give you a history lesson on a popular sport on campus and around Central New York. Stay with us. If you're looking for a healthier way to eat on campus, participating in Meatless Monday might be a good place to start.
Meatless Monday is an actual worldwide campaign. All dining halls on the SU campus take part in the program every Monday. A wider variety of meat-free options are available to students during these days. These help students eat healthier and eat less saturated foods.
Focus on improving the plant-based protein options on Mondays. So it's not just that we're not going to have meat in the dining halls on Monday, because we are. There will always be meat in the dining halls on Monday. We're not trying to take that away from anyone. But what we're trying to do is highlight those different plant-based proteins, highlight fruits and veggies, and different ways to eat them and make a meal out of them.
If you would like more information on Meatless Monday, you can visit healthymonday.syr.edu.
Syracuse University is going green this week as students are raising awareness for a special cause.
If you see green ribbons tied to trees around the quad, it is for a good reason. This week, SU is reaching out to those who suffer from mental health issues. All students are invited to the quad to take part in this awareness.
Because mental health is important to everyone. College is stressful, and I think everyone should really try and take care of themselves as much as they can. Day of Mental Health Awareness Week on campus, so we're doing a little kickoff event. What's going on with the shirts is that people can tie green ribbons to support mental health awareness. If anyone they know or themselves have been affected by mental health issues, and they can tie them on any of the trees around here, and then when they come back they can get a free t-shirt for it.
There are a number of events going on campus this week, all designed to raise awareness for importance of mental health.
Syracuse University's Department of Public Safety is conducting fire inspection drills in an effort to ensure that all campus buildings are safe.
John Reisler of the DPS says the drills are actually required by law.
State fire code, they require any building on campus to do evacuation drill 3 times a year. Fire Life Safety Services, the department I manage, we do schedule those in the spring, summer, and fall for the academic and administrative buildings on campus. And there's approximately 74 buildings that we perform the evacuation drills. And also in the resident halls, we're required to do 2 evacuation drills per semester.
Rossiter says it's important that the faculty and staff evacuate buildings during the drills, which he says are all about safety planning.
Many of you know that Syracuse has a storied lacrosse program, developing some of the greatest players of all time.
However, many don't know about the game's origin. NCC's Max Cohan is live in the studio to tell us how lacrosse is played and how it's celebrated in its homeland.
Syracuse is known as a lacrosse powerhouse. The Orange has won 15 national titles dating back to 1920 and is frequently ranked among the top programs in the country. But many people don't know that the sport's origins lie in central New York more than 1,000 years ago.
The Haudenosaunee Wooden Stick Festival was hosted in the Onondaga Nation this weekend, an event celebrating lacrosse in the place of its creation. A Haudenosaunee game, its origins lie at Onondaga Lake over 1,000 years ago. Lacrosse has evolved a lot since then. The rules have changed, the fields have changed, and even the sticks have changed. But it's still played with a fiery intensity.
And although the competition inside is fierce, outside they say it's more than a game.
Travis Gabriel, a wooden stick maker living on Mohawk territory in Canada, said that he doesn't view lacrosse as a sport.
I think what makes it more special is the fact that we don't look at it as a sport. It's something very, very special to us that we look at it as a medicine, as an actual medicine that helps our people here. And so we don't look at it as sport. And I think that's what differentiates it from, a sport like football or hockey or baseball. This can be competitive, but there's a certain level of camaraderie and friendship And as tough as it can be, believe it or not, there's compassion in the sport.
These themes were emphasized again by Alf Jocks, a veteran stickmaker and lacrosse historian.
We've been here all along. We've been playing our game our way all along. And it's great to have other people come here to the homeland of lacrosse. They want to see us, our people, and everybody playing the game. And they know we love the game, and I know that they love the game too. And that's very important. And I always say, there's no grouchy people in lacrosse.
The event brought people from all over the world together to celebrate their game, something that vendors and organizers said was the goal all along. This weekend proved that lacrosse really is more than a game. Reporting live in the newsroom, Max Cohan for Mornings on the Hill.
Plenty going on in the world of sports here at SU.
Frank DeLuca joins us with the Morning on the Hill sports update.
Morning, everyone. I'm Frank DeLuca with your Mornings on the Hill Orange Sports Update. The Syracuse football team will host Pitt this Saturday. The Orange lost a close one to NC State over the weekend, 33-25. They're looking to bounce back against the 2-3 Panthers. Pitt walloped Rice over the weekend, 42-10. Quarterbacks Max Brown had himself a day, 410 passing yards and 4 touchdowns with an impressive completion percentage of 87.5. Cuse will definitely need to contain that man if they want to have success in this one. It's October and hockey season is finally back. The SU men's ice hockey team was in action this weekend against the Blue Hens of Delaware. At the Tennedy Ice Pavilion, Jake Kaler and the undefeated Orange taking on Stephen East and the Delaware Blue Hens. Delaware would take an early lead, but here's the man they call Poe. Peter Owen Hayward making no mistake on this one. It's a tie game at 1. It would be that way until Captain Cole Zucker puts one home right here to give Delaware a 2-1 lead. Syracuse would be able to answer early in the second, but here's a masterful setup from the behind the net over to the blue line and a tip in front by Shane Mullen, giving the Delaware Blue Hens another lead, and they would not look back. UD takes this one 4-2. Let's see what Coach P had to say.
I'm very pleased with this team. This team works hard. They probably should have won the game today. I think it's going to be a great season for the guys, and I'm looking forward to the rest of the road. Our league this year is going to be like that, and I think our guys are just learning that today.
The Syracuse women's team split a weekend series and will host Canisius on Sunday.
Tomorrow, Syracuse begins to welcome Orange alumni from all over the country.
That's right, Katie. Matt St. Jean is live in the studio with a special guest who will give us the inside scoop in the Orange Central Alumni Weekend. Matt, what's going on?
Hey, John and Katie. I'm sitting here with another Matt Stedman, who's the president of the Forever Orange Student Alumni Council. That's a mouthful, but it's also kind of a rebrand. Tell us a little bit about what Forever Orange has become.
Yeah, so we were used to known as the Student Philanthropy Council here on Syracuse University, but through this revamp, we're now Forever Orange Student Alumni Council, also known as FOSAC for short, because we know it's such a mouthful.
It's like S.H.I.E.L.D. and like Marvel, right?
Exactly. But our goals is to make it so we're more student friendly. We're looking to reach out and get more students on our body. We have the e-board. That's why we have these fancy coats right here.
Jackets.
Yes, I love this. I've had it for 3 years now. I've been part of it since my sophomore year, and we really branch out to the students and the alumni and try and educate them the importance of giving back to the Syracuse University community.
And so for all the freshmen and transfers that may have not experienced an alumni weekend, what's happening this weekend that the Forever Orange Council is putting on?
Oh yeah, so there's a lot going on, especially through the Student Activities Office to try and get the students involved as well. I know tonight there is a trivia night going on. Tomorrow, tie-dye shirts for free, just supplies limited, and all of this information can be found on the Office of Student Activities and Engagement website.
And how has the event changed over the years? You've been involved for 3 years. What's different this year for the people that are, for the returning alumni?
Definitely there's going to be more alumni this year. We are looking at just over 2,000 this year, and last year it was just over 1,600.
Wow.
So big
Why do you think the big increase in 2017?
I think because we've had so many great events that are coming up. I know for the young alumni, anyone 10 years or newer as a grad, we have the Generation Orange event, which happens from 9 to 11 p.m. And this year it'll be Club 4-4, and it's just a great way for them to come back and see everyone and celebrate being back here on the campus.
And what's the big event of the weekend?
Oh, definitely the football game. The football game and Arents Awards.
So tell me a little bit about the Arents Awards.
So the Arents Awards is actually the biggest honor Syracuse can give to an SU alumni. And it's through their amazing work that they've done in their fields. I know last year we had the man who created the artificial heart win an award, Floyd Little won an Arents Award, and this year I know that the president of DC Comics is getting awarded.
Wow, that's really cool. So if you had to meet one alumni, like from any Syracuse background anywhere, who would you want to meet?
Ooh, that's a hard one. I already got to meet him, but I'm going to say...
You already got to meet him, but who would you want to meet if you could meet someone new?
Probably Ernie Davis.
Oh.
Big hero, big legend with the 44. I would love to meet him and just understand his motivation and his energy.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on Mornings on the Hill. We're all looking forward to having a great alumni weekend. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem. All right, back to you, Katie and John.
Thanks, Matt. Sounds like a fun-filled weekend.
And there's still more happening around campus besides the alumni weekend. Stay with us to find out.
On the Hill, I'm Matt St. Jean. Thursday night at 7 p.m., head over to Cruz College to see performances by the Brazilian Ensemble, Hendricks Chapel Choir, and more at the Sentner School of Music Fall Festival Concert. Full slate of events on Friday in athletics. Women's volleyball attempts to serve up a victory over Clemson, and the men's soccer tries to tame the Wolfpack of NC State at 7. The women's ice hockey team plays at 3 against Wisconsin. If sports aren't your thing, Orange After Dark is showing Girls Trip, starring Queen Latifah and Jada Pinkett Smith in Gifford Auditorium at 11 p.m. The Syracuse Orange football team does battle with ACC foe Pitt Panthers in the Dome at 12:30, and at 3, the women's ice hockey team takes the ice again versus the Wisconsin Badgers. As alumni weekend winds down, the volleyball team faces off against Georgia Tech, and then we're going to get into the Dean's Convocation at Hendricks Chapel at 7. And I think that will wrap it up for this weekend. And now I'm here back on the couch with John and Katie.
So there's no snow in Syracuse yet. Can you guys believe that?
I can believe it. You know, actually the last couple of weeks have been pretty warm. You know, it was in the 90s 2 weeks ago. Last week drops down. This week, still pretty warm. I don't know.
So I heard that there was 30 inches of snow in Montana just now. Unbelievable. Like, could you imagine waking up this morning and just seeing a winter wonderland across Syracuse? I actually enjoyed it.
Well, that's all the time we have here on Mornings on the Hill. I'm Katie Benoit.
And I'm Jonathan Singh. Tune with us next Monday at 10 o'clock on the Orange Television Network. Thanks for watching, Syracuse. Have a great day.